a lot came up in the Barr testimony today. One interaction that was really interesting was Barr trying to finesse what exactly Donald Trump was doing when he tried to get Don McGahn to initiate a process that would result in Mueller no longer being the special counsel. Take a look at this.
And there is a distinction between saying to someone, go fire him, go fire Mueller, and saying, have him removed based on conflict.
And what would
they have different results?
What would that conflict be?
Well, the difference between them is if you remove someone for a conflict of interest, then there'd be presumably another person appointed.
Yeah, but wouldn't you have to have it in this kind of situation, an identifiable conflict that made sense, or else doesn't it just become a fabrication?
Well, now we're going to shift from the issue of writing the memo or somehow putting out a release later on, and the issue of the actual direction to McGahn.
Okay, so if it seemed like that last bit didn't have anything to do with what they were talking about, the reason we kept it in was I wanted you to know that he changed the subject to something not related to what she was saying. First of all, I don't think that, like, she's trying to say what would the rationale be for a conflict. I don't think that Donald Trump actually cares. I don't think Willie Barr actually cares, but it's a good follow-up from her. Because at the end of the day, saying I want you fired and I want you fired for a conflict that I'm never gonna specify and can mean whatever I want means that if you want to obstruct justice and get away with it, you just have to come up with some BS argument for it. That's effectively what he just communicated.
I mean, and also, oddly, in real life, it also shows explicitly what happened with also the head of the department. So before it was Jeff Sessions, how many times did Donald Trump rail about Jeff Sessions and not following me, not backing me up, not blocking everyone for me? He got rid of that guy. So Barr talks about a replacement versus firing. If you fire someone, you're ending the whole investigation. If you replace them, you're putting someone else in that doesn't have the conflict of interest. It's weird, but the Department of Justice, he replaced someone he didn't like because he thought he had a conflict of interest, the interest being protect the president, and he put someone else in place, William Barr, that will protect him. So no, it wasn't a firing, it was a replacement, but it still got the same job done. So you can say it has different results, but when President Trump wants to take someone out and put someone else in that'll do his bidding, it happened there and it would have happened here too. It's the same result.
Yeah, exactly. And like, first of all, again, we have to keep saying this. I apologize if it sounds like we're on repeat, but we have to try to break through the complacency of a lot of people. If you can remove the person investigating you, investigations don't mean anything anymore. Accountability means nothing. If we go to all of the trouble of setting up one of these special investigations, something that very rarely happens, is incredibly difficult to do, and even if you do that, he's allowed to just remove them, as long as he comes up with some sort of conflict that he never actually specifies. If you believe that, then you need to be honest with yourself and with us and say that you believe that the president is above the law. That's all it means in practice. There will be no accountability whatsoever because any investigation can be shut down and will be shut down in the future. So removing him, not obstruction. They had a back and forth, it was with Dianne Feinstein. So she said, you still have a situation where a president essentially tries to change a lawyer's account, that's Don McGahn, in order to prevent further criticism of himself. Barr says, well, that's not a crime. And she responds, so you can in this situation instruct someone to lie, and he changed the subject again. Because yes, he does believe that you can tell your lawyer to lie on the record, and he lied repeatedly throughout this. It was very clear, abundantly clear, if you watch just a couple of minutes of this testimony, that William Barr, his placard might have said AG, but he is not the Attorney General of the United States. He is Donald Trump's personal lawyer with a fancier title. That's the only reason he's there. That's why he said absurd things like, we haven't revoked executive privilege for Don McGahn. There's no we, that's the White House. You're the AG, you're in charge of the Department of Justice. There's no we, you're not his lawyer, and yet he can't help but slip up and reveal that he believes that his legal philosophy and strategy is inextricable from that being pursued by the White House. He needs to be removed immediately, impeached, forced out, whatever. William Barr has no interest in serving in that position, which is an incredibly important one, by the way, which seems to be lost in all of this.
Well, it's not lost on Trump because that's why he put him there.
Yes.
He needs someone in that position to do extraordinary things to protect him from the truth coming out in every way possible, which is lie in front of Congress. Sure, fine. Forget, change the subject, do all that, as long as it's in best interest of me.
Yeah,
that's all the way it works.
Thank you very much for watching this clip from the Damage Report.
If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.